on everybody, this is Traveling Compass Channel, and today we're going to present to you the top 10 things to do in India for you to add to your bucket list. First step, we're headed to Taj Mahal in Agra. The Taj Mahal is not just one of the top attractions in India, it's one of the most famous monuments in the world. The pristine white mausoleum was commissioned by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan as a memorial to his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, after she died in childbirth in 1631. Construction of the mausoleum, along with its adjunct buildings and surrounding complex, required the labor of more than 20,000 workers over the span of 22 years. Knowing the backstory of the Taj Mahal can give you a deeper appreciation for the famous Agra attraction when you visit in person. Try to arrive around sunrise, when the building takes on a lavender gold hue, and you can photograph it in all its glory without the crowds. It's definitely worth the early wake-up call. Next step, we're headed to marvel at the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Amritsar's Golden Temple is a sight to behold. This sacred spiritual center for Sikhs features an exquisite temple decked out in gold leaf at the center of a serene, still lake. The healing water is lined by a series of lovely buildings that contain other significant Amritsar attractions, including the Central Sikh Museum and the Baba Deep Singh Shrine. One of the most memorable parts of visiting the Golden Temple is watching volunteers chop veggies and stir giant steaming pots in the largest community kitchen in the world, then sitting down on the floor of the dining hall for a free vegetarian meal with other visitors. It serves a whopping 100,000 people per day. Don't forget to bring your tray to the dishwasher once you're done eating. Next step, we're headed to take a tiger safari in Bandhavgarh National Park. Deforestation has led to a decline in the population of India's national animal, the tiger. However, if you want the best opportunity to see the legendary creature in its natural habitat, head to Bandhavgarh National Park in Madhya Pradesh. Its tiger reserve is home to roughly 70 of the big cats, although exact counts vary based on who you ask. With wildlife, there's never any guarantees, but the trained guides at Bandhavgarh know the best places to look for tigers. 3-hour jeep safaris kick off at dawn, as well as in the late afternoon. You can also go tiger tracking on the back of an elephant. Consider spending a night or two at the park to give you a few opportunities to seek out the elusive tigers. Next step, we're headed to make a pilgrimage to Varanasi. India is a deeply spiritual place, and there's no better place to experience this quality than in Varanasi. Here, you can see pilgrims wash away their sins in the Ganges River, then return after dark for the fire-fueled prayer ceremony of Ganga Aarti at the Dasaswame Ghat. Listen for the distinctive blow of a conch shell, which signals the start of the ritual. It's one of the highlights of a visit to Varanasi. Toward the end of their lives, many Hindus make their way back to Varanasi, believing they can break free of the cycle of rebirth by being cremated along the banks of the holy Ganges. As a result, open-air cremations take place at Manikarnika Ghat perpetually throughout the day and night. You can see these cremations up close, but it's often emotionally easier for tourists to witness the smoke plumes from afar on a boat tour. Either way, it's likely to be one of the most profound experiences you'll have in India. Next step, we're headed to sleep on a houseboat in Kerala. If you're into unique accommodations, you've got a special treat ahead of you in Kerala. From the city of Alleppey, you can hop on a traditional thatched houseboat, explore Kerala's gentle backwaters, and even spend the night aboard the vessel. The boats offer levels of accommodation that can fit anyone's budget, ranging from no frills to ultra luxe. If you have the choice, opt for a houseboat with no more than 2 bedrooms, otherwise it may not fit in some of the narrow waterways. The slow, yet fascinating cruises offer lots of opportunities to take beautiful photos of the scenery, including the paddy fields, mangroves, and migratory birds. Next step, we're headed to lounge on Goa's beaches. One of the top things to do in India is lounging on one of Goa's celebrated beaches, so don't forget to pack your swimsuit and sunscreen. This small state boasts a bounty of beaches for every kind of traveler. Kalva Beach, for instance, has just about any water sport you could imagine: banana boat rides, parasailing, and jet skiing, to name a few. On the other hand, honeymooners feel right at home on Donapala Beach, a stretch of dreamy bronze sand complete with its own love legend. If you're traveling with children, you can't go wrong with Banalam Beach. It boasts super soft white sand and a selection of beach shack restaurants with kid-friendly menus. And up north, you can see a variety of birds and olive ridley sea turtles on Morjim Beach. Next step, we're headed to cool off in Shimla. When the heat becomes overwhelming, locals and tourists alike flock to one of India's many hill stations, especially Shimla. The popular destination in the foothills of the Himalayan mountains was once the summer capital for the British in India. It's beloved for its lush green hills and snow-capped mountain views. While there, tourists can take part in a number of things to do, including visiting the historic Jaku Temple, strolling the car-free pedestrian artery known as the Mall, or riding the antique Kalka-Shimla Railway. But perhaps the best part of visiting Shimla is simply relaxing in the cool weather and basking in the scenery. Next step, we're headed to ride Darjeeling famous toy train. The West Bengal hill station of Darjeeling draws rail enthusiasts from around the world with its famous toy train, the Darjeeling Himalayan Railway. The 2-hour journey between Darjeeling and Gum on the antique steam locomotive, which has been running for more than 140 years, is considered to be one of the world's most scenic train rides. Expect incredible views of towering mountains and lush forests blanketed in fog as the train zigzags on the narrow tracks. Next step, we're headed to visit Humayun's tomb in New Delhi. If you think Humayun's tomb in New Delhi looks a little like the Taj Mahal, it's not your imagination. The memorial is believed to have been the inspiration behind India's most famous attraction. Still, the lofty mausoleum is worth a visit in its own right. In fact, it's one of the top things to do in New Delhi. The red sandstone and white marble structure has been standing since the mid-16th century and is remarkable for its symmetry and Islamic geometry. The surrounding gardens not only serve as a refreshing green oasis in otherwise dusty Delhi, they're also the final resting place of some of Emperor Humayun's most trusted confidants. Here, you can see the tomb of his Persian-born wife Haji Begum, as well as his favorite barber. Next step, we're headed to admire ancient art at the Ajanta Caves. The ancient world comes to life at the Ajanta Caves in Maharashtra. It earned UNESCO World Heritage status in 1983 for its intricate Buddhist monuments cut into the cave rock roughly 2,200 years ago. Ajanta's 30 caves feature temple architecture and masterpieces of Buddhist religious art, including deities and the rebirths of the Buddha, that will leave you awestruck. You can see a few dozen other ancient carvings around 100 kilometers southwest at the Ellora Caves. Don't miss Cave 16. It contains the famous Kailasa Temple with massive elephant sculptures. This list was the best traveling destination in India. We would do the next video about another countries in Middle East or one of the European countries. If you guys want a part 2, let us know in the comment. Thank you guys for watching. And the next you can find some beautiful destinations from Bali, Indonesia.